live in paradise.
Welcome to the Jenleeion Circle. I'm your host, Mario Bonds, and I am so excited that today I am sitting down with the king of the city. Obviously, Fat Trel, who needs no introduction, tells us that he's fresh, he's about his brothers, and he's about large amounts. He was released on October 15th after serving 3 years in prison for things that we'll get into. But he's back, ready to work hard and ready to take the music scene by storm again. First, how are you doing, Trel?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and well, first of all, I want to thank you for sitting down with us because there's so much to talk about. And I want to go back to the beginning of your life, but first, having been away for 3 years, it came to a surprise for you that that Judge Paula Zennis decided that you would only serve 2 years and 6 months as opposed to the 10 years that you could have gotten. Take me to that space of you finding out that you're going to get out.
It was euphoric, man. It was beautiful. I was surprised. I immediately looked back at my brother like, wow, she about to let me out, you know what I'm saying? Because the max was 10 years, but the government was asking for 55 months. And so when she went like, I think she went like 25 months below what the government was asking for, and that was a surprise. But you know, feelings like that, you can't really put into words. It was just beautiful.
You know, that makes sense, you know, that you can't put those sorts of things into word, especially when, you know, you're in the pen for 3 years, you're robbed of your freedom, which goes without saying.
Right.
It's utterly boring. Your mental, take me into there, your mental in the pen.
Well, to be honest, my mental wasn't in a great space. I was too focused on what was going on outside of the prison walls, you know what I'm saying? I still take care of my family. I still, you know, I got 3 children. I pay bills. I take care of a lot of people in my family, so I was constantly worried about what was going on the street. Music-wise, business-wise, I felt like time was passing me by. I felt like the fans was missing me. I felt like the world media was missing me. So my mental was kind of distraught. I had my good days. When football season came back around, though, when the Cowboys got on that TV screen.
It was cathartic.
It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
So you were able to talk stuff in the pen with the people?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I think I can understand that, you know, because again, you're in the pen and all you can do is be worried about how life is going on, especially if you have 3 children to take care of. That takes me to, you know, what got you there. And I just want to caveat that I respectfully go to what got you there, because here we really, really are interested in everyone who turns tragedy into triumph. Even if that tragedy was something you caused yourself, you still turn it into triumph, and that's something that you exemplify, right?
Of course.
So going back, experience of 2016, and then obviously what got you caught up in 2018. You learned from it. First, I'd like for you to speak to what got you there, and then talk to me about what you've learned from it now that you're finally out.
Well, first, if I could speak to what got me there is just wanting to protect myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, when I was young, I did a bunch of wild and crazy things, but I think that comes with being a teenager and growing up and, you know, trying to impress your peers, trying to impress the females that you go to school with. And, but you know, having a weapon in Washington, D.C. is like having your phone in your pocket. And that's just how we lived, that's just how we was raised.
It's par for the course in the streets.
Yeah. And, you know, I've been shot twice. And I've been stabbed, jumped, pistol whipped, everything, you know what I'm saying? So,
give me some age stamps for that.
Age, I think the first time I got shot, I was like 16. The second time I got shot, I was like 19. When I got stabbed, how old was I when I got stabbed? It's, you know, my memory's shot.
It's all good. So basically, to get back to your point, this is the life you're used to, right? So it's common to have, you know, you said, you know, having a gun in your pocket is tantamount to having a phone.
Yeah, it's just like, I just want to protect myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a bad guy. And like I told the judge and like I told the prosecutor, man, I never brandished my weapon on nobody. I never pulled it out and perpetrated on anybody. I never robbed nobody with my weapon or nothing. It was always to protect myself. And at the same time, anytime I had an encounter with the police always attacked me, pulled me over, walk up on me, address me. You know what I'm saying?
So in 2018, as it's reported, is it true that that's how the story goes, that you were pulled over, routine traffic, and then things go downhill? Or?
To be honest, now that I'm home, I can speak about it. I wasn't pulled over. You know what I'm saying? I stopped at a gas station. My female friend that I was with at the time got out the car. She went and got a bottle of water and a pack of chewing gum. At 4 in the morning, I don't know why she did that. I question her about that to this day. We no longer speak. I felt like if she didn't want to get some water and a pack of gum, I wouldn't have never went to prison. She went to the gas station. When she walked out, she was like, man, why the police behind the car? I saw the police officer. I read lips very well, you know what I'm saying? And his partner was like, that looked like Fat Trel. The other police officer pulled out his phone, looked my face up on Google or whatever he did, he Googled, and he's looking at his phone and he's looking up at me. He's looking at his phone and he's looking up at me. And then of course, if you see a rapper by himself or with a female friend at 4 in the morning, he knew I was gonna have a weapon to protect myself because I ain't had my security detail with me at that time. So he chose to approach me, and that's how it happened.
So it was opportune.
Yeah.
This is the way it's looked at.
Of course. But everybody know how the police do. It's the police.
So with that being said, they investigate you. Is it true that, and again, because we always want to be accurate when we talk about things, is it true that at the time they took issue with the fact that you may have had a suspended license, or is that not true?
First of all, I never had a license in my life.
I see.
I think that suspended license shit come from like, I don't know where it come from. I don't understand how I'm in the computer for having a suspended license. I've never had a license. I've never had a learner's. I've never went to the DMV and took a test. I never attempted to. So I don't know where the suspended license stuff come from. And second of all, I wasn't driving the vehicle.
Yeah.
I was at that gas station. I saw the police pull up. I saw them approach. I saw them park. I saw everything. They didn't see me driving the car, so they can't testify that they saw me driving no car.
Did you expect that you would end up getting time for unlawfully carrying a weapon?
Of course.
And do you regret that?
I was on parole. I already knew what was going to happen. I'm on parole. I'm a felon with a handgun. I already knew what was going to happen. Do I regret it? Nah, that's like asking me, do I regret making sure I make it home to my children? Like, I'll never regret that. And anything I got to do, any risk I got to take to make sure that my children see me come in at night and put food on the table in the morning and get them dressed and tie their shoes up, I'm gonna make sure that happens because I done lost too many homies. So
yeah,
I don't want to be one of them.
It was a token of protection. You're reported as saying that now you have learned that at least having the gun registered is something that you should have done, and that's something that you wish, you believe that a lot of individuals wouldn't be locked up at this point if they knew
Of course.
that they should simply get their weapons registered.
Of course.
Is that, at least from that point, is that a point of regret that you wish you had known at that time?
Yes, sir. I do regret that. I regret that. But, you know, life comes at you fast. And to be honest, you know, I was born in 1990, and I don't know about the facts or anything, but when I was 18, I don't believe that it was legal to register and carry a gun in Washington, D.C. I may be wrong, but if it was, I was unaware. You know what I'm saying? How you can register and walk around with your pistol now, it wasn't like that when I was 18.
I see. But like we said, what a blessing it was that that they did not throw the book at you, because you have a lot of beloved fans, me being one of them, that was excited to see you back. And in fact, the emotional video that took social media by storm. Let's take a look at the video.
Man,
What's up, man?
say something, man.
Mob man. They just free for real. You know what is, the king of Northeast is back.
Mario Bonds, we're currently sitting down with rapper Fat Trel, beloved rapper from the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. Trel, I want to step back before we talk about music and where you're going now. I want to step back to your childhood. You talked about it a bit earlier, but your talent is incredible because you're one of those rappers who you say you don't write, right?
Right. Well, I stopped writing.
You stopped writing, right? You just kind of do your thing in the studio.
Yeah.
When did rapping become a recognizable talent for yourself? When did you know that, hey, I've got a gift and I want to do this?
Man, that's a tough question. I think I knew I was talented at rap at maybe the 3rd grade. I think it was the 3rd grade when...
Eight or 9 years old?
Yeah, 8 or 9 years old when my mother told me to write a song. We had a talent show at my elementary school at the time. I came home from school, I told my mother, Mom, they about to have a talent show. at the school, I want to do something. You know what I'm saying? She like, what you gonna do? I'm like, I want to rap. You know what I'm saying? She was like, write a song, you know? So I just wrote my first song. I think it was called My Ghetto Neighborhood at that time. I went in my mother's bedroom and I rehearsed the words with her, and I rehearsed and rehearsed up until the talent show. I performed at the talent show, and the reception that I received, it gave me a lot of confidence, and I told myself from that point on that I want to rap, I want to be a rapper.
And the road to getting signed by Maybach.
The road to getting signed by Maybach was, man, it was a blur. I was having a lot of fun. I was living like a rock star at that time. But Wale, shout out my brother Wale, man. Wale, he knew that Rick Ross was my favorite rapper, always will be, still my favorite rapper to this day. And I had met Ross before once on his birthday, like 2 years prior to me signing. And he asked me, Wale asked me, would I be interested in signing with MMG? And I told him, hell yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
You a fool?
Yeah.
Basically the SB lifestyle.
Yeah.
He I guess he took a liking to that.
Yeah.
Versus, I'm a street rapper. I make street music.
Right.
Everything is already there.
I said, hell yeah, yeah. And that was a blessing, man. That was a high point in my life, man. Signing with Maybach. Shout out Ross.
Yeah. So currently you're not signed with Maybach, but after you got out, Ross sent out a message on social media that says "back to the money."
Of course.
Was that hinting at anything, or was that a generic statement?
He was definitely hinting at something, because he definitely hit me up like, man, let's talk about some money at the top of the week, which Ross always talking about money, always about the next big step, always about what's new and what's next. So we got a couple possibilities in the future. We definitely gonna sit down and speak about a couple things, but I got a couple offers from a lot of labels. So we just figuring out what's the best deal, what's the situation that's best for Fat Trel.
Well, fantastic. I think when you look at albums like On the Run 2, Big Homie, 1901, what are your favorite projects that you've done so far?
My favorite projects are, my favorite projects are No School Music. Which is my first project I ever dropped. A lot of people ain't aware of it though, but that's one of my favorite projects. All the music was original. We made everything from scratch. Every single beat we sat down and made from scratch, all the lyrics. So that was one of my favorite projects. No Sequels is one of my favorite projects because of the lyricism and my headspace at that time. I was extremely hungry, and I wanted to show everybody, even Wale, that I was the best rapper in the city. And then I would say On the Run, like my one of my favorite tapes. I was carefree. I was really on the run, and I was drug and heavy, fucking heavy, and just, you know what I'm saying? So that's why On the Run is one of my top favorite projects.
You know, one of the things I listened to, I think I listened to the song at least about 4 times earlier today, was Rest in Peace.
Okay.
Another killer died. When this mama cry, I still feel her. I can't change, drop top goose in the Range Rover. I can't help that, I grew up with some insane souls. Murder, death in my lifestyle, the mama pray for me, cause my life wild.
Really good record.
Thank you.
Tell me what the record's about.
Rest in Peace was a record that I made for a homie of mine named Lil Love. Shout out Lil Love, rest in peace Lil Love. He from Certain Quarters, a very popular hood in Washington, D.C. And he was killed by DC police. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that record was recorded like 2013, maybe 2014.
Yeah.
I was living in LA, and I got the call that Lil Love had got killed by the police. And you know, every day I get producers to send me beats and send me beats and send me beats. Yeah. But that day I was kind of in a funk. I actually didn't want to write no music that day. And so I was going over the beats that one of my producers had sent me, and that beat had came on. And I was like, damn, this would be a perfect song for Lil Love. It actually, Rest in Peace, actually turned out to be one of my biggest records.
Yeah, and of course, everything I ask it's poignant, but it's strategic for a reason. You lost your best friend while you were in.
Yeah.
How did you cope with that? I'm assuming you're obviously still coping with it, but
Yeah.
being in and losing your best friend, where are you with that right now?
It's hard, man. I just went to his grave site the other day, and you know, I got his picture on my chain, and every morning I wake up, I see his face. I got him tatted on my leg. I got him tatted on my arm. I got him tatted on my arm before he passed. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard, man. Like every day I think about my brother, man. Like I really didn't even want to do music no more, to be honest, because I felt like I ain't know if I could go on without him. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. You know, I'll tell you. You know, I lost my first best friend in 2013. He was 28 years old and had a heart attack.
Okay.
And so when that sort of stuff happens, whether they're taken or they have a heart attack, so, you know, that's a pain that I sit here and I share with you. I understand that's like, you know, homie's gone when you don't expect it. It's hard to even think about tomorrow. So that, how long were you guys friends?
Man, me and Boosa go back to what? 95? I think I met him in 95. His mother lived in the building next to my mother's building. We've been brothers ever since.
So a complete lifetime.
A complete lifetime, man. More than 20 years plus, man. Like, that's my heart, man. My heart and soul. I miss him every day.
Well, one of the things that I love about you is what everyone loves about you is that you are full of energy and you ready for the party.
Yeah.
So much so that when you got out, the day you got out,
yeah.
Like did somebody send out a memo or something? The fact that you were up in the club the night the day you got out?
Nah, I don't know, man. It's just like, you know, I love life. Like I really enjoy life, and like I love everything about life, and I speak freely. Life is short, so I always want to let people know how I feel. You know, I might meet you one day. I might never ever meet you ever again, and you might be on my mind all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
I'm just very honest. That's just the type of person I am. I'm a Cancer. I don't know if that means anything, but me being the life of the party is just, I want everybody around me to have a great time, and I care for people. I'm a very caring person.
Was that a whirlwind though? Suddenly being released, and then all of a sudden you're back in your old stomping grounds. You're on the club scene.
Was it a whirlwind? I don't believe so. I believe like it's just life.
You were fully awake to enjoy it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Fully present in the moment to actually enjoy it.
Yes, sir. I was fully present. Yes, sir.
And you immediately got right back to, as you call it, the stew, right?
Of course. My happy place.
Yes, your happy place. So much so that we talked about it earlier. I mentioned it, and then you said that you stopped writing. What does that mean? There are a lot of artists out there. I write, right? I freestyle, different things like that. But there are a lot of artists out there who are hopeful for a chance and wants to know how it works. You said you stopped writing.
Right.
Explain that to us.
Well, I stopped writing my lyrics down on paper. I used to write lyrics down on paper, or you know, we got iPhones and iPads. I used to write my lyrics in the notes, but after spending so much time in the studio, it was just like, you know, I might be in the booth with my phone on me, and then I might just, like, I've been rapping for so long that the lyrics just come. Like, when I hear the music, they just come, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just put my phone down one day, and I just did a song without writing, and I was like, damn, this shit hard right here. And then it was time to go on to the next record, so I was like, fuck it, let's just go. And ever since then, I just stopped writing. I think I stopped writing now for like 5 years.
So is it sort of a free verse subject experience, or are you can easily be given a topic and then it's like boom, boom, boom?
Nothing's easy.
Of course.
In my opinion.
Of course, because even if it's freestyle, you want to make sure every word is, word is poignant.
Yeah, right. But you know, one thing that people say about me when I'm recording, and like I'm not no bragging type of person. I'm not arrogant or nothing like that, but it's like when I'm recording with other artists, a lot of artists like take too long, you know what I'm saying? Like in an 8-hour session, I believe I could get 5 to 6 solid records done, you know what I'm saying? In an 8-hour studio session, I believe I can get 5 to 6 solid records done. You know what I'm saying?
And
So,
you know that by itself is a talent, right?
Right, yeah.
That's you're one of a kind. I think
I-
only other person that would tout being able to say something like that was the great Tupac. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Real talk.
Nah, for real.
Right?
Yeah, I figured that out when I started working with other artists. I figured that out.
Wow. So usually 5 to 6. So now that you are older and you do have children, I grew up in the streets. Right?
Okay.
We know the streets.
Right.
DC, that's what it is.
DC
right?
is the streets.
Right. So now that you are older and you have children, what are you hoping to teach them? That's a deep question.
Now that I'm older, what do I hope to teach my children? That's a great question, bro. I'm hoping that I could teach them to enjoy life and be passionate about what it is that you choose to do in life, and be loyal. I want my children to be loyal. I want them to be great friends to their peers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate the term snake. I hate the people who live life like being a snake is okay. You know what I'm saying? So I want my children to be good kids.
What were your children told? As you know, your girl was great to get you back. What were your children told about Dad being away?
We keep it real, man. We tell our children the truth,
Like
and
the
then you know,
streets, yeah.
like it's all on the internet anyway. Like, you know, and the kids at my daughter's school, they talk about me. They talk about all the rappers in the city, different artists. So she knew what was up. She knew her father was locked up for possessing a handgun, and my daughter know I protect myself at all costs and my children at all costs as well.
Was she bullied because of who you were? Do you know? Or
Nah. The kids love my daughter, man, and my daughter very charismatic. She sings, act. She going to Duke Ellington School of Arts right now for singing, acting, and fashion. So, you know, and those Duke kids are different. They not like really raised in the streets kind of kids. You know what I'm saying? They like Maryland and uptown type kids, downtown type kids. You know what I'm saying? So, but bullying never. My daughter never had. My daughter, like out of her whole life, she had to deal with one situation where her and another person had to put their hands on each other, and it was actually a boy. I told her he just probably liked you.
Yeah.
Don't be a bully and don't run around starting shit, but always protect yourself at all costs. I feel as though everybody around you should know that you are willing to go to the fullest extent to protect yourself at all costs, because if not, you're gonna be looked at as weak, and we know what happens to weak people.
Exactly. And on that lane here, we have an anti-bullying campaign called I Am Human Too.
That's dope.
Right. We released an album around that, a video campaign around it, because I believe that it's terrible that there are kids wanting to kill themselves because someone robbed them of their self-worth. Right. I was bullied for being chocolate. I was bullied for being blonde, and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
When you hear the phrase "I am human too," you said that's dope.
Yeah,
how does that speak to you?
I mean, basically just to have a cause for standing up in something. You know what I'm saying? Just for standing against bullying, and you know, I like new ideas. I'm a free thinker, man. So I like to hear new ideas. That's like when I met the lady for this magazine. Like, I thought it was dope. I asked her, what made you come up with the name? She explained it to me. Like, I just want to know things. I like to take in knowledge, and like I said, I love life, so I'm all for it, man. And I'm definitely against bullying too.
Yeah, so I Am Human Too, the bullying campaign, definitely. Fat Trel's on board.
Of course, yeah. Whatever y'all need, let me know.
Yeah, so get into your work ethic, right? Before going in, you were a certain way, and since coming out, you have said that you've essentially learned from having too much fun, right? What did you mean by that? Why do you say that?
Because too much fun could lead into trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I want to do is I want to work a lot so I can limit myself from being in the spotlight of police. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, I don't know if it's my image, I don't know if it's my face, my tattoos, I don't know, but it's like when police see me, they have to approach me. You know what I'm saying? I could be riding in a car with my window rolled down, smoking a cigarette, and the police see me, they like want to find their way behind my car. So I feel as though, and I felt as though I was in traffic too much, you know what I'm saying? Going down to watch the basketball game, going down to farms to watch the basketball game, pulling up in different hoods to the big dice games up 640. I gotta stop doing that because these are places where the police see me coming and going, and it's like, yo, that's Trel, like, which truck is he in? Like, and so I just wanna work more. I just wanna limit myself from being kidnapped by the police and the federal government, basically.
With that being said, you said you don't know if your image, if it's your image, you don't know what it specifically is. Obviously, because of that, there are a lot of misconceptions that come out about an artist. We got some of those things earlier. The whole suspended license is nonsense. You never had one, right? But that's out there.
Right.
But that's out there.
Okay.
You being stopped in traffic, that's out there. You weren't even driving, right? Those sort of things. For you, Trel speaking just as Trel, what are some of the misconceptions that you wish you could quell, that you could destroy that are out there? What do people have wrong about you?
Okay, so I guess because of my music, people think that I'm rude. It's like a lot of females I meet, they like, wow, you nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe my videos, you know, we jump around and we shaking dreads and we waving choppers and, you know what I'm saying, smoking weed, drinking lean, and strippers everywhere, money coming out the sky. So I guess they look at it like, yo, this is how he is all the time. But work is work, you know what I'm saying? So
they can't really separate the showmanship.
Right.
Who Trel is.
Right, yeah. You know my name?
I'm a journalist.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't really got no, it's just people be surprised at how nice I am. I think they think that I'm like rude or arrogant because of my music. And then when they meet me, they like, wow, like you dope. And I like for people to feel that way about me too.
You have young fans, right? You live life out loud, which is great. The showmanship is a showmanship, entertainment is entertainment. But for what corner you can, you don't necessarily have the responsibility of being a role model, but that's something that's usually thrust upon people like you, you know, when you're blessed to be in the spot that you're in. So for the young cats out there that are beefing with each other for absolutely no reason, right? It's interesting that Big G from Backyard said something to me that he always tells young people, y'all fighting over turf y'all will never own.
You're fighting for a neighborhood and a street sign that you'll never be able to own.
And that was so eye-opening to me, right? When he said that, it's like, yeah, you're true, I don't own the sidewalk. So why am I beating the hell out of you?
Big G is crazy, man.
But
shout out to Big G, man.
Shout out, yeah, he said that to me, and it's like, you know what? That's so simple. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for the young cats? You can speak directly to this generation that, quite frankly, are paying attention to you, Fetro.
If I could give some advice to the young kids today, I'd say, man, just find something positive to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the kids who spend more time at the rec or who spend more time on the football field or whatever it may be, whether it be tennis, soccer, swimming, you know what I'm saying? Girls, you know, put the guns down, man, and life is crazy. The clips is longer, the drums is bigger now. Kids is walking around with 30 shots, 50 shots, 100 shots now. And it's crazy, man, but you know, life ain't gonna never stop, you know what I'm saying? So my advice would be to just make the best decisions and find something positive to do and think about your future.
Yeah, because that's important to me because, like I said, I grew up in the streets, you grew up in the streets, and I actually, you know, some of the kids I adopted one child from the streets of Baltimore and one from the streets of DC. The one who was here was rescued from the streets of DC, actually.
Okay.
And he went through this phase where he was married to being obsessed with everything about the streets. And so that piece of it, I understand it, if that's where you know, supposedly came from. But the idea of what you just spoke about knowing that it's a lot more than quote unquote searching for stuff to get into, or searching for beefs, or creating pointless beefs, or that sort of thing. Being able to separate the two. When you're in it, great, but when you don't have to be in it, when you're adopted, that's one of the things I always try to talk to them about.
Okay.
And so, in speaking to people like you and people like Big G, who obviously were there, of course, being bred that way, that's why you have the talent.
Okay.
And why you can, you know, rap so deeply about subjects. What can we expect for the music that's coming up forward? You said you have some potential deals on the table, great, but you're in the studio every day for the most part.
Every day.
What type of music can we expect next, Trel?
The music that's coming out right now is like, it's a bunch of fun records for the females, the strippers. You know, I love the strip clubs and I love to speak to the strippers, man. I'm a stripper. I like to think of myself as a stripper whisperer. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely making music for the streets, man. You know, I come from the streets of Northeast, so I gotta make music for the hustlers and the gangsters, man. You know what I'm saying? And I got some pain music too, you know, speaking about my trials and tribulations of going to prison and being locked in the hole. And, you know, I lost my brother, I lost my grandmother while in prison. So I'm speaking about a lot of things, man, but it's basically, you know, music, fun, club, streets, and getting lit. You know what's up?
Right. And the part that's amazing about you is that regardless of streets, regardless of all of that, you spoke about it earlier, you've always maintained humanity and the love for other people. It's like with the Jenleeion Circle has been sitting down with Fat Trel, beloved rapper from the DMV, and we'll be looking forward to that new music when it does drop. You are now family at this particular point. Check out Fat Trel and the Jenleeion cover. He is gracing the Jenleeion cover for November 2021. I'm Mario Bonds, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Trel, everybody should already know where they can follow you, but go ahead and say it just in case.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @FatTrel. That's @FATTREL. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is fat_gleesh_. That's @FAT_GLEESH_.
Mind you, which had 150,000 followers shortly after being launched or after you getting out. That's
Right. Yeah.
That's incredible. We do our research here. All right, see you next time, everybody. I'm Mario Bonds. Bye-bye.
Does anyone still believe in paradise?